Hello there, Eagles. You are flipping in fifth with me, Mrs. G. Today is topic 16, lesson 5, the last video of the year. I know you're very sad, but that's okay because we're still going to be learning things for the rest of the year. But up to this point, we have learned everything that we needed to learn for fifth grade. So we're going to review a little bit for state assessments, and then we're going to go on and learn some really important skills you're going to use a lot in your sixth grade math year. So today's learning target is I can use coordinate graphs to explore the relationship between two rules. You might have to go through and watch this video a couple times because this is a little bit more complicated than what we've been doing. Our only vocabulary word for the day is pattern. That is, of course, numbers arranged according to a rule. Go ahead and pause the video and write that down in your vocab. So again, today we're going to talk about extending a pattern on a coordinate plane. So here's our problem of the day. Lydia and Jack each earn $3 from Mrs. G each week for cleaning the room. Lydia starts with no money, but Jack starts with $5. So how much money will Jack have when Lydia has $30? We need you to represent this situation using a table and a graph. So here's what we know. Lydia started with $0 saved, and she gets $3 a week. And she always has $5 less than Jack. That's because Jack started by saving $5. He still gets $3 a week, just like Lydia, so he will always have $5 more than Lydia. So we need to go ahead and first start off by making our table so we can determine how we need to graph this on our coordinate plane. So here we have Lydia's earnings and Jack's earnings. Remember, Lydia didn't have anything saved at the beginning, but Jack had $5. So they are each going to get $3. So 0 plus 3 is 3, and Jack is going to have $8 because 5 plus 3 for this week is 8. So now we're going to add 3 up here and add 3 down here, and just keep extending our table. So now we have a completed table. The question is, how are we going to make a graph showing the rule that we have here in this table? Well, we're going to make Lydia's earnings the x-axis and Jack's earnings the y-axis. It could be switched if you wanted to, but I want you to do it this way so you can match up what I have. So here we have a very basic coordinate graph. We have Lydia's earnings on the x-axis represented in dollars, and Jack's earnings on the y-axis also represented in dollars. And I've gone through and I've made each little square worth 5. So I went all the way out to 30 because ultimately that's the question. We want to know how much does Jack have when Lydia has $30. So we're going to start by plotting 0 and 5. So 0 on the x-axis and then up 5. Now we're going to do 3 and 8, then 6 and 11's about there, then 9 and 14's about there, then 12 and 17's about here, and then 15 and 20. So now what do? That we have all of our little lines plotted here. Well, we have to draw a line and extend it so we can answer our question. So we have to bring in our ruler or our straight edge. And now we're going to go ahead and draw our line all the way out to 30 because ultimately that's what we needed to know. So the question was, how much money will Jack have when Lydia has $30? So we're going to go back to our coordinate plane graph here, and we're going to go up the 30 line. So when Lydia has 30, Jack will have how much? 35. So we've answered our question without really doing any math. All we had to do was plot our points on here to follow the rule, draw the line all the way up, and as long as it was a straight line, we would be able to tell right away that when Lydia earned $30, Jack would earn 35. Okay, now here's your practice problem for the night. Actually, there's a couple of different parts to this practice problem. Sue has read 5 books. Joe has read 8 books. If Sue reads 2 more books a day and Joe reads 1 more book a day, how many books will Sue have to read, or how many books will Sue have read when Joe has read 15 books? So you're going to complete a table and make a graph to solve it. So go ahead and make sure that you have filled in the boxes for the pattern up here first. Then I want you to draw a graph over here, make sure that you have everything labeled correctly, and then you're going to answer the question, which is, how many books will Sue have read when Joe has read 15 books? Go ahead and pause the video and work on that now. Coming back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, well, here are your answers. When Joe's read 10 books, Sue read 9. When Joe read 11, Sue read 11. So here they're tied on the third day. On the fourth day, Sue read 13 books and Joe reads 12 books. And on the fifth day, Sue read 15 books and Joe read 13 books. So now you're going to go over here and you're going to plot this on the coordinate graph. So we have all of our little plots, and then we used a straight edge to draw it all the way through. So the question was, how many books will Sue have read when Joe has read 15? So we're looking up where Joe is, and here's 15, and we're going to go all the way across, and then we're going to come all the way down and see that Sue has read 19 books at that moment. Okay, well, make sure you checked your work and you wrote how many you got correct. Be honest, this isn't for a grade, but we do want you to honestly fill out that self-reflection too. Could you teach a friend, or are you still confused? If you're still confused, remember you can always go back and rewatch the video. In fact, you probably should before you meet with us tomorrow. And then fill in the space with any questions you still have. It sure has been fun flipping in fifth with all of you. Thank you so much for joining us this year in a great fifth grade math class, and we look forward to seeing what you do in the future. Have a great day. Bye.